All right, let's get into it. Today, we are peeling back the layers of deception and conspiracy at the very heart of the fantasy epic Iron Flame. We're going to dive deep into the secret war that pretty much defines this entire brutal world. So, yeah, you might want to brace yourselves.
And, what better way to set the stage than with the book's own content warning? This tells you right away this isn't just some fantasy story. It's a full-blown revolution happening inside a crazy brutal military college for dragon riders. The stakes? They couldn't be higher, and believe me, the narrative does not pull its punches. This warning right here is our first big clue that survival is not a given.
So that brings us to the central, totally gut-punching question of this entire story. Seriously, just imagine dedicating your whole life, risking everything, for a cause that, well, turns out to be a complete lie. That's the insane reality our main character, Violet Sorrengail, is forced to confront. And that, right there, that's the hook that yanks us deep into this whole mess of secrets and betrayal. To really get the conspiracy, we have to start with the official story. The grand, heroic tale that's fed to every single citizen and every cadet in the Kingdom of Navarre.
Okay, so the official history, the one they drill into you at the elite Buzjeth War College, is pretty straightforward. Cadets are taught that their one and only purpose is to bond with powerful dragons and defend Navarre from these griffin flyers from a neighboring country. It's the history they memorize, the war they're totally prepared to die for. But this heroic story, it's all just a carefully constructed cover for a much, much more terrifying truth. So, who is the real enemy then? Well, the truth is way more monstrous than a few griffins. Navarre's leadership isn't just fighting a different war. They're basically hiding an ongoing apocalypse.
Meet the real bad guys, the Venin. Now, these aren't just enemy soldiers. They're what's known as dark wielders, people who have completely abandoned the natural way of magic. Instead of channeling power from a bonded dragon, they just pull it straight from the earth. It's a forbidden act, and it corrupts their souls, twisting the land around them into a dead wasteland. Think of them as magic vampires, and their only goal is absolute all-consuming power.
And the Venin? Oh, they don't fight alone. Their foot soldiers aren't griffins. They're wyvern, these soulless, monstrous creatures that are like a twisted mockery of dragons. They're created for one reason and one reason only: to destroy. They don't feel pain, they have no free will, and these are the creatures that have actually been attacking Navarre's borders for centuries. Their very existence wiped from the history books. So here's the bottom line. The entire war with Poromil is a lie. It's a distraction. For hundreds of years, Navarre's leadership has been fighting a secret, desperate, and, get this, losing battle against the Venin and their wyvern. They've sent generations of riders to their deaths, not to protect the borders, but to maintain a lie, to hide the horrifying truth that they are on the very brink of being wiped out. So, once Violet and her lover, Xaden Rorison, figure all this out, they're thrown into a totally new reality. They're living this dangerous double life, where every single day is a test of who you can trust and, just trying to stay alive.
Just think about the insane pressure here for a second. Violet has to survive the absolutely lethal training at Basgiath, which is nearly impossible on its own. But on top of that, she has to act as a spy for the rebellion. She's stealing classified intel about the kingdom's magical wards, smuggling these specially made daggers that are the only things that can kill Vannin. And, this is the worst part, she has to lie every single day to her best friends because she knows that telling them the truth will be like signing their death warrants.
And this quote from Xaden just hits it perfectly. It captures the psychological damage this all does. See, the secret war isn't just fought out on some battlefield. It's fought in the quiet moments, in the conversations you can't have. It forces the revolutionaries to put up these huge walls between themselves and the people they love. Because in this war, just knowing something can get you killed. But let's be real, secrets this huge can't stay buried forever. As the enemy inside Navarre gets closer to the truth, the revolution is forced out of the shadows and, well, right into the spotlight. So there's this new vice commandant at Basgiath, this guy named Varish, and he becomes completely obsessed with finding the conspirators. He can just feel that something is wrong, and he starts this ruthless campaign to hunt down the marked ones, the children of the original revolutionaries, and anyone helping them. He knows something's up, and he is willing to torture and kill anyone he has to find out what it is. This is where it all just explodes. Varish captures Violet, uses magic to cut her off from her dragons,
and then tortures her for days. But she will not break. The big turning point is her escape, which is only possible because of a super unlikely ally, her childhood best friend, Dane Atos. After seeing Varish's pure cruelty up close, Dane finally picks a side and helps her escape.
Dane publicly defying Varish and helping Violet escape just shatters the whole illusion. When the other riders are faced with the undeniable truth, they have to choose a side. And a huge chunk of them, we're talking entire squads, even professors, they defect. They leave Basgiath and fly off to join the rebellion. The kingdom's military is literally fractured in two. This massive split leads right to the final, devastating battle, where the hidden truth comes crashing into the official lie. And victory, well, it comes at an unimaginable cost. The Vaughnin jump on this division immediately. They see their chance and launch a massive, full-scale attack. But not on some remote outpost. No, they go for the symbolic and strategic heart of the kingdom, Basgiath War College itself. The real enemy is at the gates, and there's no hiding the truth anymore.
And in the middle of all this chaos, we get this absolutely shocking revelation. Violet's mother, the cold, calculating General Sorrengail, confronts a first-year cadet, Sloane Myrie. She reveals that Sloane's mother was a powerful siphon, someone with this super rare ability to channel magic for others, and that General Sorrengail killed her years ago. But this isn't just a confession, it's the key to saving the entire kingdom.
See, here's the terrible secret of the magical wards. To raise them to their full power, enough to wipe out an entire Venin army, it requires a massive sacrifice. The immense magic of a siphon like Sloane has to be channeled through another person, and the process is so intense that it completely burns out and kills the person doing the channeling. And in the most stunning twist of the entire story, General Sorrengail becomes that channeler. She grabs Sloane, draws on her power, and sacrifices her own life to power up the wards, incinerating the Venin army and saving everyone. And in her last moments, she finally reveals why she was so hard on her children. Everything she did, every cruel choice, was to make them strong enough to survive the real war she always knew was coming. But victory is never that simple, is it? In the heat of the fight, to save Violet from a Venin, Aiden does the one thing he swore he never would. He pulls power directly from the earth, just like a Venin, corrupting his own soul to save hers. And that's where we leave it, with the ultimate question, what's the real cost of love and war? When to defeat the monsters, you have to risk becoming one yourself.